We are joined by attorney Jeff O'Brien for our weekly three and out. Three stories, usually sports stories, and they are today. And let's start out with the latest Viking to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Jared Allen, who, according to reports, split his pants when he went down to do his famous calf tying thing after a sack on
Yeah,
stage.
I saw the video. I think it was at the ceremony, at the pre-induction ceremony Friday night, and he did it. And yeah, you watch the whole back leg of his one right leg of his pants just blows out. So it was kind of funny. It's just a humorous moment, but good on him to get in. In terms of modern era Vikings that are left, obviously Adrian Peterson. Some have said Kevin Williams. When he retires, maybe Harrison Smith, and then of course we've got the Chuck Foreman, Ed White campaigns that, Chuck should have been in there decades ago.
Absolutely. And I don't really, is there an Ed White campaign? I mean, I think he belongs, but you think San Diego would take the mantle on this?
So years ago, and Ed's a friend, so I was talking to him, and there was a year where Dan Fouts was on the committee, like the senior committee.
Okay.
And the Chargers wanted to make a push, but they have to have the Vikings involved as well to make it work.
Absolutely.
And the Vikings' response was Jim Marshall.
And that was all driven by Bud Grant because he was desperate to get Jim Marshall in, and it to the detriment of Chuck Foreman and Ed White. And now that Bud is gone, I don't know anybody at the Vikings that would take up this, the charge for Chuck and Ed, because there's nobody left there that would.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, there wasn't anyone there before either. It has to be friends of his.
There's some national folks, as you know, Bob, that have more recently brought up Chuck, and I know that there's an ongoing campaign. And he was, he would made through some rounds of finalists.
He got to 25, which is the farthest he'd ever gone, and it's because of a guy named Ben Tice, who basically Chuck. He helps Chuck get a lot of appearances, and he's not Chuck's agent, but he does a lot with him. And he recognized how great Chuck is and put together a nice piece. But it's not enough. All you have to do is watch video of Chuck and know, to me, two things. He led the league in receptions his third year in the league. I think it was in '73. But over a period of 3 or 4 years, he had more receptions than any wide receiver in the game, and he was a fullback. These guys who vote cannot get past the fact, well, he didn't run for 1,500 yards. That wasn't his role, but add it up, and he had certainly had more than a few 1,500 yard or career seasons as a runner and a receiver, 22 touchdowns one year. And the biggest argument to me, he played one less season than Lynn Swann and has more career receptions than Hall of Famer Lynn Swann. So it's ridiculous. All right, let's move on to item 2. All those green sex toys being thrown on the court. How many? Is there a number that you have now? Because one person did it. Now it's happening again and again.
So I've heard. I think that's only actually happened. I think at two. In two instances. There was the first one in, I think, in Chicago, and then there was another one here late last week.
Yeah, but it's the fact that it happened once is made a big story.
The best was this, Bob, is Sophie Cunningham put out a post telling fans, stop throwing those on the court. You're going to hurt one of us, right?
Yeah.
And all I could think of, if you remember the story of, this is from the 1970s. There was a lawyer that wrote a letter to the Cleveland Browns complaining about paper airplanes thrown at Browns games and how someone's going to lose an eye or something. And he was threatening to sue the Browns. And the Browns lawyer came back and just enclosed the guy's letter. He said, enclosed as a letter dated whatever. We thought you should know that we'll leave the word out, is writing stupid letters. And it's considered one of the best lawyer letters ever written.
Oh, it was
I wonder
good.
when someone's going to get upset and send a nasty gram to the WNBA to do something about this before somebody gets hurt.
It's just another example of just how mismanaged that WNBA is. I mean, it's just incredible, that thing.
It is. I mean, that you've got an era. It's very clear that the woke era is dead in this country, and apparently the WNBA didn't get the memo. I mean, they slog on their most notable player, who's the face of the league, who could be a huge boost for them, but because she's white, and apparently because she's, I don't know what else,
popular, they're all jealous.
So they want to promote like Angel Reese, who I saw a highlight last week. She was on a fast break, went to put the ball on the layup and hit the underside of the rim.
Angel Reese, by the way, apparently she was upset because I think her team was supposed to play against Caitlin Clark's team. Well, Clark is, I guess, still hurt. It wasn't there. Nobody showed up. She thinks she's a draw. Nobody cares that you show up to a game. They care about Caitlin Clark. Idiots. All right.
Right.
Now, item 3, the presidential physical fitness test, which I hated as a youth, by the way.
Oh, I did too. I remember. I remember my downfall was always I think it was the pull-ups. They could never do the pull-ups.
It was climbing the rope part of it too. I think it was.
As soon as I heard them that they were bringing it back, I started to think of my moments trying to do the thing.
And I guarantee you, Trump never could win the test. He never got it. He never could do it.
I will say this: in an era, I've been watching kids ride around all summer on these e-bikes, which I don't get the point of an e-bike. I thought we were supposed to ride bikes. You get the kids that are playing they want to spend their time on e-bikes, video games, and their phones. This could be a very good thing, I think.
Well, my daughter's got one of those Segways that she was, begging us for a year, and she finally got one. And then I have basically, it's called a cycle board. It's essentially an e-scooter, 3 wheels. Mm-hmm. It's meant to carry a golf club bag around a golf course. I love that thing. It has saved my legs at many high school at rodeo and different rodeo events. At the Buffalo Rodeo, that's how I got around.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking like there's teenagers running around all over the place in these e-bikes. They're not like actually biking.
No, they're not at all. They're basically it's a motorized it's electric, but it's still motorized, making a move. Jeff, it's a world gone mad. All right.
I know.
Attorney Jeff O'Brien. What's that?
So Triple H from the WWE is going to be kind of oversee. I think if he had him, he had Harrison Butker, he had
great.
He had a couple other folks there, but so there's going to be some pro athletes involved with this too.
Oh, I'm excited to no end. All right, Jeff O'Brien, thank you, sir. Take a quick break. The BS Show will be right back.